Hello and welcome to the Kaiju is in the Details, a chronological examination of the Kaiju film. I'm Ian.
I'm Haru.
I almost forgot to add in the new tagline. But, you know, with this case, we're not so chronological. We're playing a lot of catch-up here. We'll explain that more later. First up, today we watched 1958's The Cyclops. I believe it's 1958's. What'd you think of this film, Haru?
Not the worst one we've seen, but it's bad and honestly probably even worse than the sequel to the Colossal Man.
Okay, no, it is 1957, so we are back in 1957 yet again. Yeah, no, this one sucks. This one stinks on ice. And I think this might have the worst effects we've ever seen.
Yeah, the King Dinosaur actually had better effects than this.
Yeah, because these are the King Dinosaur effects, but done poorly.
And the Colossal effect, the Colossal Man effects done poorly.
Yes. So, I guess the elephant in the room is that there's a reason why everything is bad in this movie. So this
was their budget $2?
No, it's actually worse than that. This was originally going to be an RKO production. RKO we know from King Kong. They made King Kong. Thing of it is, RKO is not a thing anymore, and that's because it died. And it died during the production of this film.
Okay.
So then after RKO died, Bert I. Gordon, the producer and director, yes, we're back in Bert I. Gordon land yet again for the third episode in a row, had to complete the film before money ran out, with only 5 or 6 days allotted to shooting.
Cool.
Not only that, he's also dealing with Lon Chaney Jr., who, for those who don't know their Lon Chaney Jr. lore, at this point in his life is a habitual drunk and was really belligerent and hard to work with.
Oh, wow.
So, a bit of problems with making this one. So we can have the same sort of grace that we had for Varan here, where there were such production problems, so it's not going to be as good of a movie as it would have otherwise been. But even then, this one's a stinker.
It's super rough.
It's really it feels like the test product, the proof of concept for the Amazing Colossal Man.
Yeah, it like even down to the explanation of why they're big is
It's the same.
it's literally the same thing. The special effects are the same, but worse.
But worse.
The like grunting sounds that the giant guy is making are the same. The way
those are quite literally the same. They
same.
reused them for the beast.
Okay, yeah. His mannerisms are the same. Like,
that's because it's the same actor too. And before you say the makeup is the same, it's the same makeup artist too.
I will say though the makeup is done a little bit worse here.
Yeah, because they didn't have as much time.
Yeah.
It's very clear.
Yeah, honestly, the special effects are god awful.
Like, legitimately, do not watch this film. If you feel the need to watch this film, just watch King Dinosaur and Amazing Colossal Beast again. Not Amazing Colossal Man. It's much closer to Amazing Colossal Beast. Or War of the Colossal Beast, or whatever the fuck that one's called.
Yeah, that one, yeah.
Because it doesn't have Glenn. It has whatever the other guy's name is. Well, it's still like
Bruce?
Well, no, I'm talking about the actor. Remember how the actor Glenn is also named Glenn?
Right. Okay, yeah.
Duncan Parkin, that's who it has playing the Cyclops, who also played Glenn in the sequel, Amazing Colossal Beast. Paul Frees is the one doing the vocal effects, by the way. And we've talked about Paul Frees before. Did a lot of voice acting for Metro Goldwyn Mayer, Rankin Bass, Walt Disney, that kind of stuff. Rocky and Bullwinkle show.
Mm-hmm.
He did the monster noises for this film, and then those were reused again in the Amazing Colossal Beast or War of the Colossal Beast, and also he also did the person on the radio when they were talking with air traffic control briefly before they decided to just hang up.
Okay.
So they got Paul Frees to do a little bit of racism too.
Which is not the only racism we saw in this movie.
No, never. It's never just one. Never just one.
Yeah. Honestly, like I'm gonna say the best part of this movie is the characters, and
Even
that's a
then,
low it's a low bar. The characters are not well written, they're very one-dimensional, but they are like for what they are and for how they are written, I think they were executed well by the actors.
yeah, they're very strange. Obviously, Lon Chaney Jr.'s is the most strange of all of them.
Mhm.
Uh, Everyone here is talking like you expect 1950s actors to talk. They're doing the 1950s acting. You know
Mhm.
the one.
Yeah.
But then Lon Chaney Jr. is just here talking like a normal guy, and he's got this really gravelly voice because he drinks a lot.
Mhm.
And he's kind of a wreck. And he's playing a character that's also kind of a wreck. So it
Yeah.
works, but he does still feel out of place.
Like, I very I did not like Marty. Like, he was but he wasn't supposed to be a well-liked character.
Yeah, but he was also just kind of annoying.
Yeah. Like, his entire thing is just to hinder everyone by being a selfish asshole and almost killing them multiple times. But, like, yeah, like, each of the characters had, like, something going on a little bit, like, Marty's the only name I can remember. I actually Lee, I think, was the pilot,
Lee's the
maybe?
pilot. Ross, or no, not Ross. Russ is the doctor, and Susan is the woman.
Okay, yeah. Lee had kind of a bit of a slight complexity to him where he was, like, kind of on like, he was mostly on Susan's side, but,
Lee's a
like,
weird
Marty
character.
managed to, like, sway him a little bit, it and then Russ is literally just the guy with the mustache. That is his
His
personality, that is his
mustache
character.
sucks. I hate that pencil mustache shit, dude. Get it out of here.
Yeah, he's like the dude that gets the girl or whatever,
Get that fucking caterpillar off your lip, dude.
and then we have Susan, who is a woman, and the only thing she cares about at all is a
His man.
man.
That's why they call it mania.
Mhm.
They literally
This
did call her
movie that
hysteric at one point in the film. It's pretty
this
cool.
movie knew what psychology was and made absolutely none of the same mistakes that 1950s psychology did.
Yeah. Uh God, this movie it's a really svelte cast. There's like 6 people in the movie total. Well, no, 7 people because there's also Paul Frees. Um oh my god, the sales girl. I forgot about her.
Oh,
I just looked at the
yeah.
Wikipedia cast and I was like, "Oh, okay, there's a couple more people. It's still under 10."
Uh-huh.
Um It's exactly 9. But there's a policeman that shows that, oh yeah, the guard that's on them, and then they just
Mhm.
knock him out immediately. There's a sales girl
Yeah.
that shows up for a brief segment. There's a governor that shows up for a brief segment to tell them not to go. And there's a Cyclops, and then there's the 4 main characters that we discussed earlier,
Mhm.
and that's it. That is it. There is nothing else. There's Paul Frees doing noises. That's it.
And there were a few lizards, and there was like a mouse and a
I swear to God, some of these
bird.
effects are literally being reused from King Dinosaur.
Yeah,
The lizards fighting scene. I swear to God, that is from King Dinosaur, and they just reused it.
I would not be surprised if that was just like recycled footage or something.
It sucks, dude. It sucks. I hate it. I didn't like none of these. These are the fakest looking effects I've ever seen, and I don't usually care about fake looking effects too much. I'll comment on them because we're a movie commentary podcast. Like, oh, they don't look super great. These are the least convincing effects ever. They never
Yeah,
ever feel like they're in the same location at the same time.
these are the kinds of effects that like parodies of bad movies try to make fun of.
It literally
And
feels like a parody.
no matter how hard a parody would try to make fun of this, it would not do justice just how bad these effects are. Like like when our Cyclops guy is like reaching for them, like that is the
Oh,
word like and then
at least line up the body movements. Like, come on.
yeah, I was
He
there
looks like he's
no
grabbing a little rock, not a person.
yeah, and like when Marty died, it's like
What did he do? Poke his eye
I
out?
I didn't even know he was dead until like I kind of assumed, but like I had no confirmation of it until Russ said it, Marty's dead.
The fact that they had to
'Cause
clarify, you know.
yeah.
It, what the
Um
thing is that they didn't tell you, Haru, is that Bruce actually knew the ninja touch of death,
uh-huh.
and that's why he was able to kill him with just one finger.
Yeah, okay.
He knew exactly the right place to touch to be like, "Bam, you're dead." He knew the technique.
Um yeah. It it's It's awful. Even the screening effects where they were, like, kinda trying to play with perspective a little bit with the big monsters in the background and the foreground. I mean,
The ones in the foreground were just miserable, all ghosts.
those were awful. I think the one that kind of worked was what,
The rear projections were like fine.
yeah, well, like, the one where, the, like, half-dead lizard was in the foreground and Russ
Mm.
went to, like, go collect a sample, that kind of worked, but,
Yeah, there were
like
some parts of it where it was very clearly floating in midair.
yeah, maybe it was just
When they
good that
zoomed in
the
on it, it was much
monster
better.
yeah, maybe it was good that the monster was not moving,
Yeah, it's good
like
that it's not moving, and it's good that it wasn't like the whole thing wasn't on screen at the whole time at the same time when they were doing the actual scene where he's like getting the skin sample. I must have a skin sample.
yeah. Um, but, like, I think, the other effect that kind of worked was when, they were seeing the bird eating the mouse,
Yeah,
like
because that was rear projection, and that worked better. But it's honestly kind of the worst rear projection I've ever seen. I didn't know they could get
yeah,
that bad.
it wasn't good, but,
Like, how do
like
you fuck up rear projection that bad? Like, god damn it.
yeah. Anyway, yeah, no, all the effects were bad.
Yep,
Um,
every single
we had
one.
a we had a lot of ghosts on the screen.
Very ghosty movie.
Um,
So
the
some of these shots
characters
actually had the opposite problem of the ghost. Instead of fucking ghosts, they weren't taking enough away, and so you're left with a dark aura around the Cyclops, the titular Cyclops. He's got a fucking drop shadow around him at all times.
Well, that's his evil aura or whatever.
He's got an eye patch to hold in his dark powers.
Mhm.
But how will he see without the with the eye patch on?
Yeah. Yeah, he's, so I guess just moving on to talk about the writing a little bit more, like, um oh, what was his name? Like,
Bruce?
Bruce, right? Yeah.
Bruce.
Um,
Bruce.
Bruce was kind of like I mean, he was kind of just about as well written as the, like, colossal beast.
Yeah, there's not
Um,
much to write about a man that they've decided to take away the humanity of for some reason.
like, they have a very slight shadow of, like, trying to make you feel sorry for him because it's like, "Oh, he was this tragic guy who, like, got in a plane crash
But
and"
you don't know anything about him. We never met him. All we know is that
Yeah.
Susan knew him. Like Susan was married to him. Who gives a shit? I don't know Susan from fucking Adam.
And they,
I
like,
don't know
tried to
Bruce from anyone.
yeah, they tried to do, like, "Oh, there's some humanity of him left. He's trying to understand what she's saying. Oh, he recognizes the airplane." It's
They should have done a flashback to the previous movie that doesn't exist.
yeah, just, like, 10 minutes of pitch darkness. Yeah, no, they try to make him some kind of a sympathetic character, but, like,
They failed.
yeah.
He's just a monster. Like it literally doesn't matter except for the fact that his existence here is what makes this is a fucking bottle movie. There's nothing if they don't decide to go into this canyon, nothing happens.
Mhm.
There is no point to any of this happening.
Yeah.
Man uh falls into canyon, gets irradiated and grows. People go after him, then they leave. The movie. That's the movie.
Uh, yeah.
Like it's the most nothing plot. Like there's a subplot of like Marty is looking for a uranium deposit so he can stake a claim on it despite it being a restricted zone. I don't care if he gets a claim on it, it's a restricted zone. How is he going to whatever?
Driven by greed, I guess, whatever. Yeah.
I think I don't understand this like it doesn't matter that it's a restricted zone because I'm just going to stake a claim on it. What does that mean? What does that mean? If it's a
I think
restricted zone, you can't stake a claim on it.
yeah, I think it, like
It's 1957, not fucking 1857.
I guess just, like, for the sake of the plot, he had to be greedy, and
I guess.
they had to come up with a way in which he would be greedy.
At least his uranium finding thing tells them that there's radiation there and helps them put two
Yeah.
and two on the plot together.
Uh-huh.
It seems very convenient now that I think about it, in fact.
Yeah, notably so, like, going back to the very beginning of the movie when Susan is talking to that governor to, like, try and get them permission, to go into, like, the restricted zone,
Mm-hmm.
um, and they were kind of like, the governor was basically just listing off all the main characters of the movie and is like, this guy has this history and this guy has this history.
This guy's a freak.
what's going on here? Like, there's definitely something more to this, and it like as the movie goes on, it is kind of like, yeah, why do any of these people have anything to do with each other
Good question.
other than that's how the plot
Like, she needs
fits
someone
them
to
together.
finance the expedition, apparently, but she bought the plane.
She has money.
And
Like, she hired a pilot.
the contract is with her for the pilot, too. So what part of the expedition did Marty fund?
I don't like, he doesn't even seem to be a rich person. He seems to
No.
be
Wants to be rich person.
like, literally, like, oh god, what was that awful conversation he had in the plane about, uh, there are 2 people in the world. There are, like, rich people and there are suckers, and do I look like a sucker?
It's rich people and the people who fund rich people.
Yeah, that's what yeah, it's like but, like, he doesn't come across as, like, someone who has actual money,
Yeah.
because if he had actual money, then, like, why is he going through all this trouble to find this uranium deposit in the first place?
But if he's not funding the expedition, then why is he here? So he has to have funded the expedition. So we make him so he funds the expedition. But if he has funded the expedition, then he could just tell the pilot to go home. So a pilot needs to be in contract with the woman, Susan, and
Mhm.
the plane needs to be hers as well, so that she can claim full ownership of all of that. So then, and then you have the problem. So then you have a problem of, like, what is Marty bringing to the table? What exactly is Marty funding? Well, he's funding something because he has to be funding something to get him involved in the plot. But he
Yeah,
can't be funding anything because then he becomes a problem to the plot.
he like you said, basically the only like so Marty serves 2 purposes. Number 1 is just sort of like having a bit of like human antagonist,
Mm-hmm.
and number 2 is he is the one that's interested in uranium, and so he brings the, like, technology to read for it, and he's like, "Oh my god, we're surrounded by uranium." And that's how they come to the conclusion that radiation is causing everything to be big.
We're standing on a pile of pure uranium. Oh, I hope you weren't planning on having kids.
Yeah. Um, this was in the 1950s. They put that shit in, like,
Yeah, they didn't know.
children's toy boxes.
No, it is. It is 1957 at this point. You should start figuring it out soon. You should start looking into it.
Um,
All they know at this point. So that at this point, they know that radiation is dangerous, but they don't really know how. Like, the general populace doesn't really know how it's dangerous. They just know that it is
mhm.
dangerous. So you could do all sorts of shit in movies. It makes a
Yeah,
giant dinosaur appear. It makes a guy big and makes his eye one of them. Um, it does whatever the fuck
yeah.
you want.
Radiation is just magic air.
It's like, at this point, we know it does. It doesn't do good things anymore.
Mhm.
So it's no longer a health craze, but it is a good plot point. These actors are nobodies, as far as I know, except for Lon Chaney Jr. Lon Chaney Jr. obviously a very famous actor. Uh, he's the Wolfman,
Mhm.
like from The Wolfman, 1941. Universal horror film alumni. Also played Lenny in Of Mice and Men. Classic.
Yeah.
Uh, okay, James Craig is Russ with that terrible pencil mustache. As you might expect from that mustache, he does westerns
Yeah.
for the most part, mostly westerns. Looks like he did quite a few westerns, and then this was starting to be where his career was starting to wane. So
Mm.
Gloria Talbot, who played Susan, it's like barely anything in here. She appeared as an Indian, first in the Oregon Trail and then in Elias Jesse James. Oh boy.
Okay.
Oh, cool. Very cool. She became known as a scream queen as for 4 movies. Well, okay, again, there's more than that apparently. So, but mostly not giant monsters. So we haven't really dealt with her. Looks like she mostly
Mhm.
deals in smaller monsters. And then Lee is Tom Drake, which appears to be a lot of westerns as well and TV shows. Yeah, other guy, James Craig Russ, did a lot of TV shows as well. Uh, that like I don't know the acting capabilities of these people, nothing special. Like
Yeah. I like I said, probably the best thing this film has going for it, which is not saying a lot.
yeah, but I don't think it's because of their acting. Honestly, like I think it's because of the writing behind their acting, where there's been some sort of thought put into what these characters are actually like on the
Mhm.
inside. They seem to have pretty well defined characters. Um, these actors are all like wooden puppets, except for Lon Chaney Jr., who is a drunken ogre.
Yeah.
He's got something going on. Like there's a lot of liveliness to his performance, but it's not necessarily good liveliness.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
It's it's not it's not great. I would say probably the best performance of them would be Lee. He's got this kind of wry wit going on, but the humor in this movie is not good. So that kind of works against him as well.
Yeah.
You remember his running joke about how he does basic wilderness survival things and it makes him more and more Indian as he goes
Yep.
through the movie.
Yep. Yep. I told you I was part Indian.
I lied to you. I'm full Indian.
Yeah.
Insane line. Just like
Like, well, I am 1/16 Indian.
it just keeps
You know what?
growing.
I lied to you. I am half Indian. It turns out I am full Indian. It's like, oh god.
It's man, he is yapping. He is yapping in this movie. Right, the first one or the not the first one, but this no, it is the first one. It is where he just sees a bent twig and is like this way, and he's like, "I told you I was
Mhm.
part Indian." Like
Yeah.
I thought that was just gonna be a one-off line. And I was just like, "Whoa, blindsided," and then it just kept happening.
Yeah, I thought it was just, like, a casual, like, I'm pretty sure everyone, like, in that time period would have said something like that if but, like,
It's a running gag. It goes.
it
It
it's
happens
it's like
4 times.
it is actively an attempt at a punchline.
Forget the rule of threes. This film believes in the rule of fours. You got to do it 4 times, or else it isn't funny.
Yeah.
But don't worry, it never gets funny.
True.
Look, the only funny part of this movie are the effects. Okay, that's not entirely true. There's also one other funny thing about this movie, and it's the jump scares. Every single jump
I
scare in this film is incredibly funny.
I will say there was one other funny thing in the movie when, Russ was, like, trying to buy, like, a sports magazine, and,
Haru, Haru. They tried
like,
to be
oh
funny. It was not funny.
no, no, like, here's the thing, what I thought was funny about that
Is
scene
that they thought it was funny?
was seeing him struggle to try to communicate with someone who, like, because he doesn't bother learning their native language. That's what was funny to me.
I thought it was funny that they thought it was funny, but other than that, yeah, it's an agonizing scene. Um,
Yeah, like,
if you like
there
anti-comedy, it's perfect for you.
like, I kinda don't know what the intended punchline for that was, but what I got
The
out of it was white American tries to speak to someone not in America and fails. Like
Haru, the intended punchline is that she doesn't understand what a magazine is. She doesn't understand what
Uh-huh.
an American magazine is. I thought she spoke English here in Mexico. She said she did. Why doesn't she know what an
Uh-huh.
American magazine is? All Sport. Was that what it was called? Sport America.
Something like that. It was like, yeah,
I can't
sports
believe she doesn't
magazine.
know Sports Magazine TM. And then she just gets me fucking Teen Vogue. What the hell? I just want Americano magazine. I love how he's like American magazine, and she doesn't understand. And then eventually she's like, "Oh, Americano magazine." It's like, wait, that's this joke doesn't work because those are just that's the same word.
Mhm.
It's not different. They would I ah.
It was dumb, but like
Very.
I saw I felt it as like so dumb that you can laugh at it. Like this scene is like trying to do something and like it it really does I don't know. It kind of fits the tone of the other jokes this movie tries to do, but I don't think the jokes necessarily fit the tone of the movie.
Mm. I don't think the movie has any consistent tone to fit, honestly.
Yeah, that's fair.
The movie just kind of happens. There's no real tone set at all. But yes, the jump scares. The jump scares are incredibly funny. Um,
Mhm.
the first jump scare isn't even like a good. It's like the worst jump scare ever. Because it's not a jump scare of something popping out. It's a jump scare of the film transitions to a different POV shot. That's the
Mhm.
Cyclops eye, and it's like blurry on the edges, and it's just a circle. And it's like, but you might be thinking that's not a jump scare. That's just a jump. That's just a change in shot, right? No, 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 no. The music absolutely believes it to be a jump scare.
Yeah, that orchestra is going hard.
It's just like it changes to that scene where you're seeing through the Cyclops' eye, and it goes ba 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 ba.
And then the moment it cuts away, it's like dead silence.
Mm-hmm. It's insane. It doesn't make any sense. It is so funny. And then the
Like
other
when that first happened, when it's like we see from the perspective this of the Cyclops and we get that like intense music and then we cut away and it's like dead silence. I'm like, is that just what it's like to be the Cyclops? You just hear that intense music inside your head all the time?
maybe maybe that's what's going on. And then the other two jump scares are normal jump scares, but they do involve the Cyclops, which looks stupid as hell. And it's just
Mhm.
him like jumping out from behind a rock at quick speed.
Yeah.
And it looks so fucking silly. He's so well lit compared to the things he's supposed to be in contrast to. And he's got that dark aura around him. It if it wasn't black and white, it would look like a Tim and Eric sketch. It's free real estate. Like it is it's not worth watching the movie for them, but they are quite funny if you can find clips.
Mhm. Yeah, it's I don't know. I'm like out of things to say about the movie.
Well, then it's probably a good time to talk about themes. What kind of themes can you think about for this film, Haru?
What themes?
Well, sure. There's the theme of Mexicans are bad and annoying. That's the one theme the movie has.
Oh, and like
Big monsters are scary.
yeah, I
Uranium is
like
kind of scary, but also could make you rich.
yeah. I don't know. Like
Don't be a greedy Gus.
yeah, I guess that's like a little bit of a theme. Like, but like
This
it's not even a theme though. It's just like this is the
that's the
like
greedy man, and he gets punished.
yeah. Um
This film
I
is
don't
so
know.
devoid of purpose. There's no reason for this movie to exist. It's not
And
fun. It's not interesting. It's not well made. There's nothing. It says nothing.
apparently Mexico is sitting on like a giant fucking deposit of uranium,
Yeah, let's go invade them.
and
Take it.
and it's turning
The frickin'
animals
frog's
big.
gay.
Yeah, it's making the animals big, and no one knows about it.
Nope. Well, it is
Like,
a restricted area, so maybe they do know about it.
like, okay, yeah, maybe in Mexico, but like, like, have the giant animals not like wandered
No,
off?
they're in the mountains. The mountains prevent them from wandering off.
What about the bird with wings?
The downdrafts. The downdrafts keep it down. That's what downdrafts are for, is for keeping birds down.
Uh-huh. And for keeping the airplane from being able to fly,
Hmm.
except
Except when it does
when
perfectly.
it does. Like, like
Oh, can we talk about the fucking weird ass fight scene in the airplane? It's
oh,
like
yeah.
Marty just like decides that the pilot isn't landing fast enough and decides to just knock him out for no reason. And then so he's like, I'll take over the controls by doing this. And so Russ is like, oh no you don't, I'm going to strangle you so nobody can control the plane.
This this movie is just Marty almost kills himself and 3 other people.
But and then also everyone else is like, yeah, I'm gonna kill us too. And so then Susan just like taps Lee on the shoulder and he wakes up again and flies the plane correctly.
Yeah. I don't get why that scene even happened at all, other
Just
than to
to create,
establish that Marty sucks as a human being.
yeah, like to create tension, to wake the audience up because they're fucking sleeping.
They're trying to be like, "Oh, Marty is gonna fuck these guys over so hard. Here's some foreshadowing, I
Foreshadowing is
guess."
a literary device.
It's not even foreshadowing, it's just he is a fucking idiot that almost gets them all killed.
I like how literally as soon as they hit the ground and he's like, look, there's uranium. He's like, okay, we found what we came for, knowing full well that's not what anyone else came for.
Yeah, like, dude, you're part of the expedition. That like,
Again, how did he get involved in this? As a character, it doesn't make any sense that he is involved in this.
it's like literally, we found what we came for using "we," and it's just like, you no, you're the one who said that there's uranium
You're
there
the
for us
only one
to
here for
make money
uranium.
off of. Like, no one else cares about the uranium, bro. Like,
Like when the governor was like discussing all the crew, he was like, this guy's here only for uranium. And she's like, well, I'm not.
yeah.
And he was describing it to her like he was like she was discovering it for the first time. Like she didn't know. And she reacted kind of like that too. Like, I don't know,
And
dog. It doesn't make sense.
like when they were like, "Oh, well, we're gonna," like, the governor says we're gonna have to take a security guy with us on the way home, even though it's only a four-seater plane and there are four of us, which means one of us is gonna have to stay behind. It's like, okay, I know who the obvious choice is. It's the one who doesn't actually need to be there.
I like how their instant decision was just like, no, we're not going to do that.
Yeah.
They didn't even have
Like,
they introduced that plot point and then they never like even thought about who they would leave behind.
yeah, it's also it's just kind of a weird because if they have to leave one is there gonna be an arrangement for the one that they leave behind to be able to go
That
back
was my
home?
wondering, like, what
Like,
is he just trapped in Mexico forever? Is that his home now?
yeah, because they make a point of it, like, it's only a four-seater plane. One of us is gonna have to stay behind because the governor is very insistent on us bringing a security guy, even though he knows that it's a four-seater plane and there are four of us,
Like, what
and
was their
it never
plan
gets
there?
brought up of, like, what happens to the person that stays behind.
Yeah, I
Not that it matters
it doesn't
because,
matter. Like it doesn't matter, but like I think it shows just how little anything in this movie is like thought out. There's just not like some of these things that we're talking about are kind of like stuff we wouldn't care about in a normal movie, but they all pile up on top of each other. Not a single aspect of this movie is thought out except for like the characterization of these four characters, but there's only four characters you have to worry about as far as that goes, right?
Mhm.
You don't have to worry about an entire cast. You've got four people total in this goddamn movie.
And, we don't really see, the they, when the build up to the decision for them to, "Okay, well, we could go home," which is what the governor is telling us to do, or we could swing east and go where we wanted to go in the first place, and the pilot's like, "Well, what if we get chased down by a fighter pilot?" And then they just make the decision, "Oh, we're going anyway. We're gonna ignore everything. We're gonna punch the security guy, and all four of us are gonna fly."
They
And
just
then
punch him out. Is crazy.
they get the call from the radio tower being like, "Guys, you're entering a restricted area. Turn around right now. This is your final warning." And they just turn it off, and then nothing ever comes of that. When they're leaving when they're leaving the radiated the restricted zone, what is what happens to them after that? Like, the pilot said going in, "Well, I guess this is a one-way trip," because they have burned the bridge with, the the I I don't know what administrative level it was. They've burned the bridge with Mexico. Like,
Maybe they flew up to Texas.
maybe I just not again, not that any of this matters because it's just plot devices thrown in there to create tension.
Yeah, without like any care for placing them within the narrative of the movie.
Like the whole the whole thing with the governor and it being a restricted area in the first place was all just to create tension of oh, are they even gonna go on this expedition at all? Are they gonna turn back and go back home? And it's I mean, we know what the movie is. They're gonna go into the restricted zone and they're gonna find a Cyclops.
Yeah, God, even Leonard Maltin doesn't like this movie. Do you know how bad a movie has to be for Leonard Maltin not to see something in it to appreciate? Like, that's crazy, dude. That's insane. The Wikipedia summary is 2 paragraphs.
Nice.
Oh my God. They actually lost money on this. Well,
Okay.
I mean, obviously RKO put in some money and then RKO just like ceased to be. In
Mhm.
case you're wondering, the distribution ended up being Allied Artist, which was an independent production studio. So like you fronted the stuff and then you help they would produce, they would like distribute it.
Mhm.
Uh, the budget was 71,500. Box office 68,000. So a little shy. A little shy.
Mm,
No profit.
cool.
Why? Why does the poster say starring James Craig and not Lon Chaney Jr.? Like, I know Lon Chaney, like James Craig is the main character, but Lon Chaney Jr. seems like the bigger name of the two. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
Like, when you go to James Craig's Wikipedia page, it says best known for Kitty Foyle and The Devil and Daniel Webster. Who? Where? What?
Popular movies.
Very popular movies, yeah, I'm sure. Meanwhile, Lon Chaney Jr. is the fucking Wolfman. Maybe he was the Tom Holland of his generation.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
like a completely nothing performer that's been boosted by Hollywood, a fucking industry plant. You like Shia LaBeouf before him, you know.
Mhm.
Tom Holland truly is the Shia LaBeouf of today. You know, Leonardo DiCaprio used to be a Tom Holland, then he became a real actor. See, the difference is he has talent. Oh. Is it quotes time?
I think so.
This movie has some interesting ass quotes. The one where they just look straight up say that Susan has mania. There's a
Mhm.
clinical name for it. Mania.
Yeah.
The part right after they see the big lizards and they see the big lizard fight, and Marty's like, we should get the fuck out of here, and Russ is like, nah, stick around, have some coffee. And then after they find the not quite corpse of the lizard, Russ has a lot of very strange lines.
Mhm.
I must have a sample of the skin tissue. I must have it.
He's, like, obsessed with getting that sample.
It's the weirdest line read I've ever heard. It's so strange. I must have it. I must have it. Here's another weird Russ line. That they are Marty suggests voting on whether they leave because the amount of radiation indicates that within a week's time they will become giants, like the lizards that are seeing. And then Russ just goes, "There will be no voting."
Yeah.
What? Also, literally calls Susan hysterical because she gets like instantly traumatized from being picked up by the Cyclops, which I
Mhm.
guess, sure.
Yeah.
He is a big man, 25 feet tall.
That
For
said,
you.
though, like, for how traumatized she was when they found her,
Instant
she
snap out as soon as they
she's
mention
just
Bruce.
lucid, like, once he, like it's like
They find pieces of Bruce's plane. Oh no, it's his watch. It's his watch that really gets her. They
yeah.
find his watch and she's like, "A watch?
Yeah.
Bruce must have been here." But she
It's
still
like,
hasn't put together that
okay.
Bruce is the Cyclops.
Yeah,
It takes her
like,
way too long.
it hasn't even slightly occurred to like, we've already established that any humans that are here for more than a week are gonna start just growing uncontrollably, and your husband has been lost here for 3 years, assuming he is still alive, which is the entire reason that you are here, because you assume he's alive.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think the conclusion is gonna be? He's big.
He's gonna be normal. He's gonna still be normal. Woman's intuition. This movie like relies on women's intuition like so heavily. It's crazy. She like
Mhm.
has spider sense that she's being watched by the Cyclops.
Yeah.
My spider senses are tingling.
Also, the way she delivered that line, like, she said, "I feel like I am being watched." Not we are being
Yeah.
watched, not the group. Me. I am being watched right now.
Mm-hmm. It's weird. It's
Mm.
weird.
Also, I just wonder, like, because of the nature of every interaction that they have with the Cyclops after they, like, after it picks up Susan, every interaction with the Cyclops is it, like, trying to get them or trying to chase after them or whatever. What happened that first time that he saw them? That first time she's like, "Oh, I feel like I'm being watched," but it didn't go after them or make itself like, is it trying to stay hidden?
I think
It
at first, maybe.
like, I don't I don't even get, like, what is the why is he trying to even kidnap them or hurt them or go after them in the first place? Like,
I think it's lonely. I don't know. They don't really get into it.
yeah, like,
I think the
and
idea is that
maybe
it
they
recognizes Susan and nothing much
yeah.
else, and it's like kind of just going off of that.
Yeah, like, I think they're just going off of, like, it's a monster, so what should a monster do? It should chase people and capture them.
Yeah, I like that's why it doesn't act like a human. It's just a monster because it's big.
Like, even like, with the Colossal Man, they went through, like they had an actual, like, reason why he ended up acting the way he did,
Yeah,
even
we
though it
didn't
wasn't a
like it
particularly good reason, but they stated a reason. Here, it's just like, why why does it why does the whole, like, radiation growth affect a human that much differently from all the other animals in
well
the
because the animals
area?
are already like that. They're just monsters. Monster animals are monsters.
I guess, yeah.
They're just hunting. You know.
'Cause, like, you know, the mouse is still acting like a mouse, the bird is still acting like a bird, the lizards are kind of acting like lizards for the most part, but then it comes to the human who gets turned into a giant, and he's not acting anything like a human.
I've got one more quote. I have all the fucking quotes from Lee doing his running gag, but we already went over that, and I don't really want to say them
Mhm.
anymore. Um, but the last quote is another one of Russ being a very strange man. He sees Bruce having grown so large, and he starts like saying calculations out loud. By the way, if you're wondering what kind of scientist Russ is, yes, just all of them apparently. He's like a radiation scientist. He's a psychologist. He's everything. He does it all.
Mhm.
Um,
He just loves science.
he's just a scientist. A scientist knows science. Simple as. Um, and he's doing these calculations, and Susan just goes, "You sound like you're enjoying this," and then he's like, "I am, as a scientist."
Uh,
What a strange man. What a very strange man, and what strange deliveries.
mhm.
I gotta tell you, theoretically, he's our leading man. Russ is our main character.
Yeah.
He does not feel like a main character.
Like, he's written as one, but he like
It's more of a ensemble piece of all of them. But then he gets like
yeah,
this he gets the girls kind of thing, and he does the sacrifice, like drawing the attention of the creature away from the plane, and then he kills the creature with a
yeah,
very somehow accurate. He's very good with a spear apparently. He chucks that flaming spear that he has not had time to sharpen properly, and it just drives really far into that monster's eye, and like that's crazy.
the thing about the scene where he kills the Cyclops is, like, at first it seems just kind of instantaneous, "Oh, the Cyclops is dead." You know, like, right away, it's like, "Oh, it's he's very obviously wounded," and but then, like, it cuts to Russ coming down from the rocks, and the Cyclops is just laying there perfectly still, so it's like, "Okay, he's dead."
Mm.
And then he gets back up and, like, pulls out the thing and, like, clutches his eye that's bleeding, and it's like, okay, I guess he's not dead. And then he like tries to stop the plane from taking off, and
But he doesn't.
then
That's the end.
they do take off, and then so like they can't seem to decide if that like actually kills him or not, but like I think in the end it does, but
Yeah, because then when they take off, they go back to him and he's dead again. I think it.
yeah.
I think he does die. It just he was able to get up and do some stuff, but the blood loss got to him or something. I don't know, man.
I mean, let's be real, it probably was just he died, but then they're like, "Wait, we can't have him be dead this soon. We need to have some tension still as they're trying to leave." And then they do leave, and then it's like, "Okay, he can be dead now."
Like legitimately, they might have just added some extra scene to pad out the film, just because they didn't.
Mhm.
They only had so much time to record, to film. I mean,
Yeah. But yeah, no, like Russ is basically just kind of the hero of the movie, just in the sense of he's the dude with the mustache.
yeah, it's like it wants to be an ensemble piece because that's more fun, but it also wants to have like this hero man in it
Mhm.
a little bit because they
But
paid
like
for James and they're gonna use him.
but it's also like for the like the majority of the movie, he's kind of just sort of a like side character or co-lead, however you want to put it, where like he's just kind of following Susan's lead. But then the moment she gets taken by the Cyclops, it's like the movie pans to him being the hero to save the day, um and then it kind of goes back to Susan when they're in the cave and they're like, "Oh, maybe we can communicate with the Cyclops." And they're like, "Hey, Susan, go talk to him." So it kind of goes back to Susan to save the day, but then like at the very end, like after they leave the cave, it's all on Russ. Like he
Yeah,
is the hero for the rest of the movie.
yeah, because they decide that the Cyclops is no longer human, essentially. It is now
Mhm.
a monster that needs to be defeated. It's not a good movie.
Yeah.
It's just not a good movie. It's as simple as, honestly. Well, okay. Now we've got to talk about what comes next. So, in the course of running this podcast, we've tried to be as chronological as possible. We have missed a couple of things, though. As we learned with these Bert I. Gordon movies that we just completely didn't have in our in the list for some reason. That we've been catching up on for 3 episodes in a row now. There's a few others. I made sure to do a much more thorough check. I've improved the list further on down the line, so there's some stuff that I found that wasn't on the list that we haven't gotten to yet, so it doesn't really matter. But there are 3 more films that are later on that were like we missed that we'll have to catch up on. Now none of them are too crazy out there as far as timeline wise. Uh, so next episode, instead of going to 1959 as we were originally going to do, next episode we are going to 1956. We're going to be watching a movie called Ilya Muromets, better known in English as The Sword and the Dragon. That is a 1956 movie from the Soviet Union. It's a fantasy film, which we wouldn't ordinarily cover unless it was tokusatsu specifically. But the design of the dragon in Ilya Muromets is highly influential to the design of King Ghidorah, a very important kaiju we'll be covering later. So we're going to swing back to 1956 to cover Ilya Muromets. And then after that, we're going to have Earth versus Spider from 1958, another Bert I. Gordon film. So apparently, Bert I. Gordon was the one I missed the most in this list. We're going to cover Earth versus Spider, which is obviously giant spider movie. And then we're going to go back and capture The Blob, also in 1958, a classic of giant monster cinema that I just did not have on here for some reason. So we're going to watch Steve McQueen in The Blob, and then we will finally be moving on to 1959 with a giant behemoth. not the giant Gila monster was what originally was going to be the next one. I found another one that goes there first, but at least we had that's not one that we missed. It's one we were going to get to soon. Um, God, I'm glad that I finally got this figured out, and we shouldn't have any more of these episodes. But again, if there is something that we miss, please let us know. We will swing back around for it.
And if you're looking forward to us getting to 1959, don't worry, we're only about halfway through the backtracking.
Yeah, like you didn't even know how long the backtracking was going to be, and now you find out that you're already halfway through it. And next time we're watching some Moss film stuff. The Soviet Union. We get to talk about Soviet film. I'm excited about that. That's gonna be a great
I'm
time.
I'm really interested in what this is gonna turn out to be like, because like I don't think I've actually ever seen a Soviet film, or if I
Oh,
have, it was like clips of them or something like that. But like I've never seen a full Soviet film all the way through.
I did an independent study on Soviet film in undergrad, so uh, that's gonna be a fun one. That's gonna be a fun time. Now, to be fair, Ilya Muromets is a little beyond the time period that I was studying. I was studying early Soviet film of the 20s and early 30s. 1956 is a little beyond that, but it's fun because I think we'll get into this more in the Ilya Muromets episode, but the fact that Ilya Muromets is influencing kaiju cinema is really fun to me because early Soviet cinema, particularly from Sergei Eisenstein, was influenced by kabuki theater.
Hmm.
So I'll have to like go back and read my essay to be like really caught up on my final paper for that independent study to be really caught up on all the details. But yeah, I'm excited to check out Ilya Muromets. And by the way, if you've seen the Sword and the Dragon, dear audience, do watch the original version Ilya Muromets. That's what we're going to be watching. Very different. The Sword and the Dragon is Roger Corman's like edit of it, and he cuts out some stuff, and the print looks like dog shit. We're gonna be using. I'm gonna try and find the restored version, and we're gonna be taking a look at that instead. And so we'll be watching another subtitled movie. First time we've done that in a while since we started this catch up brigade. It's funny, most of the catch up stuff was not the foreign cinema. It was mostly just American crap,
Mm-hmm.
which I guess you might expect. There's a couple of things though from like places that aren't Japan or America. Like, I think was Kaltiki an American film? I don't actually remember if Kaltiki was an American film or not. Um, there was one that's like a lost film. That's unfortunately the first Indian kaiju film, Gogola. Unfortunately, we don't have access to it anymore. It's a lost film. It would have been
Oh
really fun
no.
because that suit looks incredible. Not in a good way, but it's very funny. Uh, but yes, we now have our updated list. So hopefully there shouldn't be any more incidents like that. Get ready to watch Ilya Muromets next time. We ready to head to the outro?
Yeah.
Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to share our podcast with everyone you love and hate. Make sure they all listen, every single one of them, because that's the only way that podcasts will grow. You can show them to this podcast on any podcatcher. It's all on all of them, and it's on YouTube, which is all the places you could possibly want a podcast to be, I think. So send them over there. Haru, where can people find you?
I am Haru Hayes, a puppy girl VTuber who streams about every other week ish on Twitch. You can find me twitch.tv/Haru Hayes. I am also active on Blue Sky, haru.vspire.live, and I've been kind of uploading some backlog uh stream archives that uh I've been like slowly releasing those on YouTube about 3 days a week. So if you want any of my content, go follow my YouTube channel.
And I am Vampire Ian, vampire VTuber and card game extraordinaire. You can find everything that I do, including the Kaiju themed video essays that I tend to do on my YouTube channel, through my website, vampireian.neocities.org. All right, Haru, are you ready to say goodbye to Bruce?
Yeah.
It's weird when they're just like actually named people.
Yeah.
Sayonara, Bruce.
Sayonara, Bruce.
Jump scare.